Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Kuhaloyim La. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bahashim HaKadosh. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. That by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's all here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Chananawa. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this article right here in Law and Crime. I actually have this app downloaded on my YouTube, but this is actually from the Newsbreak app. And I seen this story the other day because it's not that far away from where I live, and people bugging the fuck out here, man. It says man passed out in his car sitting next to girlfriend's body after allegedly beating her to death, leaving prosecutors shocked. So a lot of shit going on out here, man. I'm gonna get a little bit of it. I'm gonna grab a couple more of these news titles too, because Law and Crime, they like the TMZ of crime, man. It be some bugged out. This is how you know that. Matter of fact, let me grab this quick scripture real quick. And Salakia, you hear people, whatever. I'm at the laundromat. I had to try and make some time, man, to get here, and still got to do lessons, man. Can't let the lessons fall off. This is one of the things that Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, prophesied that would be happening in the last days, man. This is a prophecy. Matthew 24:12. Matter of fact, let me get 3 to get the context, because the disciples was asking the Lord what would be happening in the end days. Verse 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And then, as you can see, his red letter, Yahweh Shai is beginning to speak. So he went through the wars, rumors of wars, the pestilence, the earthquakes in diverse places, the nations against nation, kingdom against kingdom, famines, all that whole hookup, right? But verse 12, he says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because there's so much sin out here, and people are immune. I mean, it's like, really, in reality, when you think about these court systems, people are not getting the time that they used to get for these heinous crimes, man. It's like, a person can kill 2, 3, 4, 5 people, man, and get fucking 20 years. 30 years, something simple, you know what I'm saying? When in reality, by the scriptures, which, these judges and lawyers, a lot of them swear in on, the scripture says that, hey, his ass should be knocked off, blood for blood. You have the ability and the means, because a lot of these places, they are, they have capital punishment, but they're not using it. And then a lot of these states, they need damn capital punishment, man, because people out here bugging the fuck out. But let me get that again. It says Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. In the New Living Translation, it says, sin will be so rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. Let's get this word rampant. Let's define this word rampant in the Google. Rampant, especially if something unwelcome or unpleasant, flourishing. Let me see. Let's get the similar words. It says uncontrolled, unrestrained, unchecked. See, sin would be so unchecked or uncontrolled or unrestrained. They have unbridled, widespread. That's a good word. That sin would be so widespread. You see? Let's go back. Sin would be so widespread. Let's use that one. It says sin will be, in the place of rampant, sin will be so widespread everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. See that? So let's go back to the article, because it take a lot. I mean, hey, people going through shit. People going through shit. Let's get this guy. Look at this guy. Now, I'm not sure if he's a Jake or not. He could be a Jake. Because Jake going through it, the scriptures, that's one of the curses that Jake will be under. But, like I said, well, I didn't say it, but I did want to point out that America's wine, the philosophy of this place, the whole get down of America has poured over into the whole entire globe. And so it doesn't make no difference what the nation of people are. If they live in America, they are going through this shit. It's just that our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are going through it, more because we're under the curses. But this was something that you never heard from so-called white people, like, I'd say decades back. So-called Chinese people, they're even bugging out. So-called Japanese people, they're even bugging out. All these races and nations of people that live in the Americas within their community, see, you don't hear about a lot of it because they normally only point out our people, the so-called blacks mainly. But all these nations of people that live here in America, man, are bugging the fuck out. Especially in places like New York and places like California. Where it's, pretty much every race in the world lives at. Right? Anyway, let's see though. I'm not sure if this is the lady or not. Anyway, it says that I remember the story because it was a couple of days ago. I was like, damn, this is right down the way right there. It says a 42-year-old man in Michigan was arrested this week after he was found passed out behind the wheel of his car next to his lifeless girlfriend, who authorities say was barely recognizable after he allegedly beat her to death. Martin Yost was taken into custody on Monday, charged with 1 count of second-degree murder and the brutal slaying of Dhoua Lao. I don't know. That's kind of sounding like maybe someone so-called Chinese or something. That might not be the lady in that. I think this is multiple news stories in this law and crime YouTube hookup. But anyway, it says according to the news release from a Macomb County Prosecutor's Office, Yost, a Sterling Heights native with a history of domestic violence, is accused of killing her. All right, let's get to the point here. The prosecutors reportedly said that authorities were first notified about the incident when another driver on Monday evening witnessed a man beating a woman inside of a car and called 911, providing the emergency dispatch with a description of the vehicle. And hey, that's pretty rare that people, because see, people won't even call help for you, man. She must have been really, getting her ass whooped for somebody that actually had call. And the way that they describing her injuries, he was really wailing on her, man. He was really whooping her ass. It says, let's get a little bit more. Okay, so they located the vehicle because he had drove away, of course. Now he's passed out, so I don't know if he's drunk or not. He just done, he done beat her to the point of him needing rest. God damn. Okay, it says inside the car was particularly grisly. Noted that she suffered significant trauma to the head, face, and hands, which would tell us that there seemed to be a covering of the head and somebody's either stomping with their foot or kicking with their foot and heel and toe. He told the station regarding the locations of her injuries and the amount of blood, the clumps of hair were stuck to the palms. It's severe, truly severe. The photographs are tough to even look at. Detroit News reported that Yost had previously been convicted on charges of domestic violence, carrying a concealed weapon, and fleeing police. He was last convicted of domestic violence in 2020 and completed his parole only 3 weeks before his latest arrest. God damn. It was unclear to investigators whether she knew about Yost's criminal history, man. Whether or not she knew he came off parole, whether or not she knew he had a tendency and or had a past history of domestic violence, whether or not any of those questions would be up to more facts that are needed and to make it a determination of who she may have talked to about her relationship with this man. He was arraigned, of course, okay. Anyway, I read this the other day, I figure, maybe a little bit more of Details will probably come out later on as they go through the trial. But like I said, this is not too far away from me. And it's been a lot of shit going on here, man. I mean, as far as just cities, man. I mean, Esau's metropolitan cities, these places that he calls cities and, metropolises and whatever, man. He's just as crazy as all hell, man, and they need to be taken down. That's why the scripture talks about, because these cities are death traps, man. What is that? Is it Isaiah? If this man would not be able to fill the face of the world without with cities. Yeah, Isaiah 14:21. This is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is talking about him. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See? They don't need to be in control. I mean, of course, the Lord set them up. Because the Lord set up, he set up a base nation, a beastly like people, a vile people are running the earth. And this is the results of wickedness. When a wicked person, that's why the scripture talks about, let me see if I can find that. The people rejoice when there's righteousness. Let me see. Yeah, Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. See? And that's what's going on right now. The wicked are ruling. The so-called white man is in rulership. He's the wicked. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, he uses the Bible. He used the Bible to steal this country. He used the Bible. Like I said, he'll have people come in and place their hand on the Bible and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But he writes in the laws that, all different manner of shit that goes against the scriptures. He has laws that protect people, as far as LGBTQ. We already know the scripture on that. We know the scriptures as far as like if a person, takes someone's life, you know what I'm saying? His life should be taken, basically. He goes against the dietary law. He promotes pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, bacon on a goddamn burger on every damn commercial you see, bacon, pork. You can even get a damn shrimp pizza. It's just all manner of wickedness. This man's whole setup is brutal. He has set up laws to protect an adulterous woman. And that could have been the case. Who knows? She could have been dealing with a nigga. She could have been dealing with somebody outside of this man, not knowing that, okay, hey, I'll touch him. There's some of these men out here, man, they got the spirit to touch from this woman if they get out of hand like that. See, a lot of men are simps, or they just kind of figure, it's not worth it. I'm not going to throw my life away, which is a good thought. That's a good spirit to be in. Don't throw your life away, man, over one of these bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? But there are men that's like, oh, for real? And it depends on how long, they've been into it with a woman. Because, some women, they go out all kinds of dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dude, he'll be down for a woman and never, ever cheat on her. 15, 20 years in. He done put a lot of time in. He done bought her all kinds of cars. He done bought the house. House is paid for. He makes sure that she has her somewhat of, what they call an allowance weekly. He's paying for her hair, nails, her toes. He's going to work. He's putting in time at work. He's putting in time. And then all of a sudden he finds out that this bitch is cheap. Man, that drives a nigga nuts. He just loses it. Like, okay, well, all right. Oh, straight. I'll put my whole life into you like that. And this is what you do. Some men can't handle it, man. Anyway, I'm not saying that that's the case with this particular situation, but Esau's kingdom, man, is just wicked as hell. But that scripture says that this man rise and that, that he rise not again, and not fill the face of the world with cities, because these cities are wicked as hell. See, when you live in a country setting, and I was just thinking about this today, that's the spirit. One of my cousins, when I lived in the South, and I knew a lot of women like that, but, it was a different time period, of course, but it was also the setting, it was in Alabama, you know what I'm saying? People had, their portion of land. Houses was a lot more scattered out. It wasn't like no apartment next door to you. Some motherfucker smelling what you eating. You know what I'm saying? They can hear you having sex with your woman. That's why, see, people are not supposed to be in apartments and on top of each other and on the sides of each other like that. People are supposed to have lands. But the so-called white man, he has set it up where these cities, they fuck people up because you're too close together. There was no meeting at the supermarket. There was no laundromat like where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? You know? Because at a laundromat, guess what's in a laundromat? A bunch of fucking women that's got men that's eyeballing a nigga. So what I gotta do? I gotta go in there, wash my shit, and, you know, dry my shit, and get the fuck on. Because there's a lot of adultery that can happen in a laundromat. Because why? There are a lot of women in those laundromats that have men, but they'll be eyeballing the next nigga. But I was thinking about this today. I had a cousin. And man, when I tell you, my cousin, boy, fine, boy. I mean, super fine. And it dawned on me today. This was a long, long time ago, though. And I'm like, man, the dude that she ended up with, or the dude that, and that, you know, she wasn't no out here on him or nothing like that. But he was like this mediocre guy that just happened to just have some land. He wasn't the best looking guy. He wasn't the, you know, the most, you know, the guy with the physique, you know. He was just a guy that was just regular guy. And man, he had when I tell you my cousin, dumb fine, but that was his woman. And she loved the shit out of him. She took very good care of that man, which is the way that it should be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, but see, in these days and times, you know, you have women, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he got to be this tall. He got to have this kind of figure. He got to be making this kind of money. He need to be driving this kind of car. He need to be able to take care of me. But man, I grew up in a place and time where, you know, the very first interaction I seen with, you know, a man and a woman was my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? How my grandmother looked out for my grandfather. You know, he went out and he got that money. He came home. He made sure that everything was paid. He kept her in a nice car. He kept her she got her a brand new living room set every year, damn near. Whatever she wanted, he done it. But guess what she was doing? She was making sure his clothes was washed. She was making sure that his dinners was done. And you know, even on late nights that he would come home, she would always keep that oven on warm with his plate there. She was waking up about 3, 4, 5 in the morning, whatever time he had to go to work, making his coffee. I never seen my dad in the kitchen, you know, never seen him in the kitchen. He for damn sure never washed no dishes. That's for goddamn sure. I don't recall ever seeing him in the kitchen, never going to the refrigerator. Because everything was brought to him. He would sit there and drink his beers. You know, it would be, hey, you need another one, baby? She going to the refrigerator, she grabbing his beer, she bringing him one back. You know, so anyway, I don't know, that's just the spirit, man. I kind of went that route. But anyway, this man can't be allowed to fill the world with cities no more, man. All these shits, when the Lord get down, it's gonna be a wrap, man. It's gonna be a total wrap for all of Esau shit. And that goes for not just the Americas. The Americas is the, you know, the worst place of it, you know, as far as Babylon, but all of Esau shit, man. Everywhere he's at, all them NATO nations, all that shit is gonna be shut down. There's not gonna be no more, you know, women out here with no nightclubs. Ain't gonna be no fucking strip clubs. Ain't gonna be no fucking bars. Ain't gonna be no easy speaks. Ain't gonna be no, you just gonna be at home doing work, man. Y'all gonna be at the crib, you know, enjoying womanly life. Sewing some shit, something. Cooking some shit. Sewing up a pair of socks if a hole get him, instead of buying a whole goddamn pack of new ones, throwing shit out, wasting shit, being wasteful. Now, y'all gonna be creative at the house, man. I mean, you know, of course, the Israelite women, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be on a whole nother level. But it's not gonna be any of that, the stuff that's going on out here right now where women are able to gad abroad and look at me and nigga better be able to do this for me. No, it's not gonna be any of that no more. You know? But like I said again, you know, that's another lesson. But this right here is brutal, man. But that scripture talks about how in the last days, the love of many shall wax cold. And this is the results of Esau Edom's kingdom, man. It's the results of a wicked people being in charge. You see? Because no man should be at a point of, I mean, shit, even if you getting sloppy, pissy, goddamn drunk, you should be at least happy with your woman. See, a lot of that stuff comes with, you know, just shit that they motherfucker done been through. the ordeals of this world, then just demons in general, you know, spirits in general, you know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why, you know, when we come into this truth, you know, what the Lord, he starts to do is he starts to purify you. He starts to wash you. He starts to get rid of all the bullshit from off of you. You know, all that impatience, you know, guile, you know, just a bunch of just, you know, contention, strife. You know, the Lord, he starts to cleanse you, and he starts to rebuild you and make you a better person. And you know, you go through some shit. That's why the scripture talks about the trials and tribulations, roughly paraphrasing, that you will mainly go through, you know, when you come into this truth. You start to go through shit. You be feeling like, well, goddamn, what the fuck going on? I came into this truth thinking things was going to change up for me and then things going to get easy. You know what I'm saying? No. You come into this truth, man, you going into war. And the Lord is cleansing you of all the old stuff that, you know, because he's renewing you. You're being reborn again, so to speak, you know? And see, when you got people that's out here that's just, they don't have this word, they don't have these scriptures, man, anything is possible with them. They can do anything. The average person might say, well, damn, I never would have thought that. I never would have thought he would do that. Man, anybody is capable of any fucking thing. That's why when you watch the news, there's really no shock value no more. People are not shocked by the crimes that's going on out here. You know, they'll FaceTime your ass. They'll post that shit, post your ass on Facebook, man, and looking for some views, likes, and subs out of it. Because the love of many shall wax cold, man. So, you know, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. I'm about to, you know, this place is about to close up. So, I'm going here and get my little laundry real quick. My timer on. I got my timer on. I got a minute anyway. I'm about to grab my things out of the dryer. So, you know, hey, brother got to do what he got to do. It's kind of behind. To be doing so much throughout the week. We have to work, you know. No help really, you know, as far as nothing like that. Hey, brothers out here, man, gotta wash their clothes, clean, cook, you know, things that we, you know, we're not gonna have to do in the kingdom, man. So brothers, you know, hey, just be thankful, man, for this last time of being in the situation that we're in, man, because this shit is almost over with, man. I mean, it's vexing, but you know, it's, hey, we gotta continue moving. We have to live, you know. We gotta go get that daily bread and do what needs to be done out here, man, to keep surviving until it's a wrap, man. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashola.